Play what you hear. Cook what you taste. Paint what you see. Sculpt what you touch. Fart what you smell. All these things are a bunch of meaningless garbage that you guys should avoid at all cost. If this half-baked Yoda jazz shit works on you, you probably deserve it. But you shouldn't subscribe to that kind of nonsense. Now, what do people mean when they say play what you hear? Most of the time, they're just trying to say, do what you think. The problem with that is that some thoughts you have are bad. I'll demonstrate in this do what you think mentality. Like, it's a good idea to buy Dogecoin. It's a good idea to go to the gym. One of them's a good idea, right? It's a good idea to smoke fentanyl. It's a good idea to eat a salad. It's a good idea to listen to Charlie Parker. It's a good idea to listen to free jazz. One of them is a good idea. The other one is not a good idea. They're both ideas you can have, right? Thoughts you can have. Not every thought you have is a good thought simply by the merit of you thinking it. Practicing has to do with eventually having quality thoughts and being able to execute them. The idea that there's some sort of genius hiding inside you that is only wishing that your fingers could get to the notes in time is bogus. It's not true. When we practice, we train ourselves with time to make better decisions, have better thoughts, better ideas. It takes a lot of time. Now, this is very deceptive and murky territory. Imagine that you're fishing, and when you cast down your hook, you know that you're catching a fish. That's the idea. But you actually don't know too much about the shape, the size, the look of the fish. You can sort of feel it until you get it out there. Once you get it out, you can make judgment calls about it. You'll know how many people it will feed. You know if it's poisonous, right? You know what kind of fish it is. But before that, you don't know a whole lot. You got to take your ideas out of the water and then not just be satisfied with them, but just examine them. And with time, you will learn to develop a sense of disgust, right? When you're disgusted with some of the things that come out of you after you know what they are, you're going to be able to not have these thoughts and ideas anymore because you'll recognize them and you'll be like, ooh, that's not a good thing to play. Now, a lot of people take this play what you hear to heart, but this is speaking in oxymoron. And the reason people are saying that to you is because they're pretending to be gurus and they're trying to distinguish themselves from you by making it seem like they're capable of living this oxymoron that you are not. And it's all bullshit. At the end of the day, people just play the way they play. And people who are better trained and more talented and spend more time doing something just have better quality ideas. Now, it is true that sometimes, let's say you're able to write a pretty good solo that you're not able to think of in real time. But the truth is, if you practice enough and you internalize some of the harmonic rules and the rhythmic rules, you will be able to improvise that way eventually. And then that great solo that feels like $1 million when you write it down is just going to be another option. What I'm trying to tell you is don't fall for the bullshit. When I'm listening and asking myself, what do I hear in a musical situation in my band, I hear bass, saxophone, and drums with no guitar. If you're really listening to the other musicians around you, you're not hearing your part. That's actually the only thing you're not hearing. So you're going to have to make your part. And it's true that you need to follow your ideas and your imagination and accept them, but you shouldn't accept them blindly, right? A lot of times you need to admit that some ideas were bad and some ideas were good. And you need to also understand that the quality of your ideas and the quality of your phrases and your thoughts and your musical ability can improve and should improve with time. And just because something comes out of you, you're not just a golden boy that shoots out gold into the world. Some ideas are good, some ideas are bad, some ideas are mediocre. You need to sift through them and you need to practice until the quality overall in your playing goes up. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment, join our Patreon. We'll see you next time.